EastEnders fans, get ready, because the final days of August and the beginning of September are bringing some very interesting developments to Walford. The latest advanced spoilers have now revealed what is coming up from Monday 31st August through Thursday September 2026. And there is one storyline in particular that could become much bigger than anyone expected. Nicola Mitchell is about to come face to face with her family once again. But this time, the Hawkins family aren't simply making a quick visit. They are coming back to Walford, and they are bringing their complicated history with them. And while Nicola is dealing with her family, Ravi Gulati is becoming increasingly suspicious of Priya. So what exactly is Priya hiding? And could Ravi finally discover the truth? There are also emotional decisions for Linda, trouble surrounding Max, a major event threatened by a power cut, and plenty of wedding excitement across the square. So let's break down everything we know about the EastEnders spoilers from 31st August to 3rd September 2026.
Spoiler 1, Monday 31st August. Let's start with Monday, because this is where Nicola gets the shock of the week. The Hawkins family arrives back in Walford, leaving Nicola facing a reunion she may not have been prepared for. Meanwhile, wedding fever takes over the square ahead of Cindy and Kim's big days, while Priya continues to struggle with her guilt. And although this first spoiler is relatively short, it sets up what could become the biggest family drama of the week, because Nicola's family aren't staying away this time, they're staying.
Spoiler 2. The Hawkins family are back. Now, this is where things become much more interesting. Viewers have already seen Nicola's family briefly enter her world, but the latest spoilers make it clear that their return is going to be much more significant. Nicola's sisters, Gemma and Jodie, their mother, Rose, Gemma's husband, Ned, their son, Ryder, and even their dog are all expected to return to Walford. On the surface, it might sound like a normal family visit, but Nicola's relationship with her mother is anything but normal. Nicola has already been forced to reveal a deeply painful part of her past. She admitted to George Knight that she was responsible for the death of her abusive father, and that confession has changed everything. Because Rose has never properly forgiven Nicola for what happened. That means every conversation between these two could carry years of anger, guilt, and resentment underneath it. And now that Rose and the rest of the family are going to be around Albert Square, Nicola cannot simply walk away from the situation. She is going to have to face them. Imagine trying to rebuild your life while the people who know the darkest parts of your past suddenly arrive and start becoming part of your everyday life. That's exactly what Nicola could be facing. And the most interesting part is that Nicola doesn't appear to be choosing another confrontation. Instead, something changes. Spoiler 3, Tuesday 1 September. On Tuesday, the Hawkins family really starts making its presence felt in Albert Square. This is important because their return is no longer something Nicola can keep private. Everyone around them could soon become aware of the family tension, and for Nicola, that could make the situation even harder. She has spent time trying to move forward, but her family brings those old memories straight back into her life. The question now is whether Nicola will be able to keep control of the situation. Will she try to distance herself from Rose? Will she finally explain her side of the story? Or could this family reunion lead to another emotional confrontation? But while Nicola is dealing with her mother and sisters, another storyline is quietly becoming more dangerous. And that brings us to Ravi and Priya. Ravi has been away, but now that he's back, he wants answers. He starts pushing Priya for information about what happened while he was away. And Priya is already carrying a huge amount of guilt. That makes Ravi's questions particularly dangerous. Because when someone is hiding something, the hardest part isn't always keeping the secret. Sometimes it's keeping your story straight. And the more Ravi investigates, the more pressure Priya could find herself under. Could she accidentally reveal something? Could Ravi notice a detail that doesn't add up? Or will Priya manage to keep him away from the truth for a little longer? At this point, it looks like Ravi's suspicions are only getting stronger. Spoiler 3, Tuesday, 1 September. On Tuesday, the Hawkins family really starts making its presence felt in Albert Square. This is important because their return is no longer something Nicola can keep private. Everyone around them could soon become aware of the family tension, and for Nicola, that could make the situation even harder. She has spent time trying to move forward, but her family brings those old memories straight back into her life. The question now is whether Nicola will be able to keep control of the situation. Will she try to distance herself from Rose? Will she finally explain her side of the story? Or could this family reunion lead to another emotional confrontation?
Spoiler 5, Thursday, 3 September. And then we arrive at Thursday. The men of Walford gather at Harry's barn for Max and Howie's stag party. Of course, with a group like this together, viewers can probably already guess that things aren't going to remain completely calm. There is plenty of opportunity for drama, secrets, and awkward moments. But the bigger emotional storyline belongs to Linda. She is forced to choose between her head and her heart. And that's never an easy decision. Linda has been through enough already, so whatever choice she makes could have a significant impact on what happens next. Will she listen to her emotions, or will she finally decide that she needs to put logic first? That's something fans will definitely want to watch closely. And then there's Max. He finds himself in a difficult situation and attempts to talk his way out of it.
That sounds very much like Max. But the real question is whether his usual charm will be enough this time, because sometimes you can explain your way out of a problem, and sometimes you simply make the situation worse by talking too much. Could Max's attempt to escape the situation backfire? It's certainly possible. What this could mean for Nicola. Looking at the entire week, Nicola's storyline could be the one to watch. Her family isn't just returning for a quick appearance, they are becoming part of the Walford story again. And with Rose still carrying resentment over Nicola's past, there is clearly unfinished business between them. Nicola offering an olive branch is interesting because it suggests she may finally be ready to stop fighting. But does Rose feel the same way? That's the question, because forgiving someone doesn't mean forgetting what happened. And Nicola may soon discover that repairing her relationship with her family is going to take much more than one conversation.